Hello, I'm Jacqueline Hellyer from the LoveLife Clinic, and welcome to the first ever edition of Fly on the Wall Friday. Every Friday, I'm going to share with you interesting cases from the LoveLife Clinic where I've been working with individuals and couples on all sorts of issues to do with sex, love, and intimacy. And from that, you will get a little bit of a sense of being a fly on the wall and seeing what does happen in a clinic such as this. But also, and more importantly, so that you can get some great information and inspiration to take back into your own lives so that you can have the best possible sex life and love life that you can. So, our very first case is the case of the missing partners. Because it's about two men, separate men, both similar, late 40s, married, who've been sent to see me by their wives for having lost their mojo, their libido, call it what you will. Now, whenever someone comes to me because they've been sent by their partner to be fixed, my antennas go up. It's like, what is going on there? What makes one person think that they're okay and their partner has the problem and therefore needs fixing? Sounds a little bit narcissistic, so I'm always paying attention to what's going on out there. Well, these two men are a very interesting case that shows the difference in how this can play out. Let's consider the first man. We'll call him Client A. So Client A came to me and we had lots of wonderful conversations. He was very much wanting to get his mojo back and to be able to create a fantastic love life with his wife. And so he'd come, he'd have sessions, we'd talk about all sorts of stuff, and he would go home and talk about it with his wife. And they would have interesting discussions and they'd try things out and they were very much in it together. And guess what? It worked. He came to me just this past week and said, wow, he goes, I would never have believed that sex could be so fabulous, that he never could have believed that it could truly have been lovemaking in this way. He said it's become transcendent. It's ecstatic. It's full of bliss and beauty and goodness. He actually said it reminded him of drug taking when he was younger, but so much better because it's real. There's no substances involved. It's just two people who love each other coming together and creating beauty. So yeah, happy success story there. Let's contrast it to Client B, who similarly came in and was very enthusiastic, really wanted to have a great sex life with his wife, actually had very positive views, very healthy views around intimacy and sexuality and so forth. The problem is, his wife doesn't. His wife won't talk about sex with him. She just wants him to get fixed based on her view of what sex should be. Now, there's a very interesting twist here because she doesn't like sex. No, she thinks sex is just an obligation that she has to perform to keep her husband happy because he's a man and therefore has his needs, and good couples have regular sex. I know, it sounds like something from a couple of centuries ago, but no, this is a very modern, hip, happening kind of a couple. You'd never think it if you just met them on the street. So she's bought into this view that women don't like sex, men like sex, women need to give it to their husbands. So she's having obligation with her sex with her husband. However, because she's not into it, he's not into it. He can't even get a proper erection. As he says, it's a bit like trying to shove a half erect penis into a dry vagina. It's not very appealing. She doesn't want to be there. Her body isn't responding in any positive way. It's certainly her heart and her mind and her soul aren't. And so neither is his. Yet she says there's something wrong with him because he can't get an erection and because he's not wanting to have sex. Effectively, she's wanting him to have obligation sex because she's having obligation sex based on a misbelief and won't talk about it. So I guess you can see that they're not making a lot of progress. Obviously, I've never met her. I'm sure she's lovely in many ways, but certainly her husband's very lovely. He is engaging. He's got very positive ideas. And look, bless him, he is sticking by it. And he says they're making some slow progress. But I think this might be going on for quite a while. So what is the difference between these two clients? the fact that one, the partner was on board, and in the other, the partner isn't. So this is a very big and important lesson that I hope you can take into your own lives. It's always a couple issue. Even if each person in the couple has their own issues that they need to look at, overall, it is a couple issue and it has to be done together. You have to talk about it, you have to work on it and cultivate something beautiful together. And when you do that, you can have outcomes like client A and his wife, beautiful, transcendent sex and lovemaking. And if you don't, you just get stuck in a rut like client B and his wife. So it's your choice, and I certainly hope and encourage you to take some of this information out, maybe even watch this video together and talk about the contents so that you too can have a really beautiful, wonderful, heart-enriching, life-enhancing love life together. So here endeth my very first edition of Fly on the Wall Friday. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please join me again next Friday for another interesting case here at the LoveLife Clinic. I'm Jacqueline Hellyer. Thank you for watching.